Shit, no. Shit. Shit, no. Hey, yo, what's up, investors? Here? Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, I got caught up in that. I thought that they was gonna at least buy the retest, but nah, they said fuck it. They just sold this thing right on down. I mean, I wouldn't mind actually. I wouldn't mind. Well, mm, yo, congratulations on that, Investor Z. I had a feeling that they was gonna do this, but I was like, man, well, mm, maybe they won't, but they did. Well, I mean, right now, oh, never mind. I mean, it's actually been it's been a theme that we start off with very low volume, and over time, I mean, that first 15 minutes, we don't necessarily see a big injection of liquidity. So I guess because of that, no bull or bear will be left behind. No bull or bear will be left behind because of the slow liquidity. Oh yeah, congratulations on that, Alfred. You're in your oh yeah, today was the last day. You already got the evals done. Okay, cool. So Alfred, what do you use to determine which TPT account you get? Cause I see that you have the 50K sometimes, the 100K, the 150K. At the time when you're making the decision, what do you use to make that decision? I should have known. I think this is probably history, and the first attempt to fill that gap wasn't a trap this time on the Nasdaq. Mm, okay. Yeah, I definitely feel you on that, Alfred. I definitely feel you on that. 9K can be exhausting, especially if you do it the right way, or I guess the correct way is exhausting. Yeah. Yep. I definitely feel that because with these 20K profit goals, these 20K profit target accounts, it's nice that I was like, yeah, I made it to the 20K profit target, but I made it in a stupid eval. And then I guess when I begin to think about it that way, I try to hurry up and try to do the same thing in the funded account, trying to get 20K again. That's why I'm just going straight to funded moving forward. I'll just spend the my time is more important because I gotta literally make so. I mean, as I was thinking about this, I don't know why I wasn't thinking like this before. I was so focused on the price that I lost sight of the goal. I mean, in reality, if you go through the eval stage, I mean, yeah, there's no, it's cheaper. There is no eval or nothing, but uh, I just find myself in just a circle. I have to make 20. So if I have a 9K profit target, and then I have to make an additional $4,500 just for like to pass the threshold, about 15,000 dollars right there. Then I got to make more money for a decent payout. So I mean, if I want like maybe like a 15, if I want a $1,500 payout, I got to make $17,000 over the life of the account. Versus if I just started with straight to funded in the first place and I made the $17,000, all that work is actually going towards something versus having to pass a test and then get back into I guess the real test and doing the same thing over again. I mean, it gets exhausting, man. At least I'm exhausted. That's why I was like, I'll just stick with this straight to fund this moving forward. Hmm. Okay. I do want to see what they do around 600. I probably will get in around 600 for a bounce. Hey, yo, what's up, Cave Trader? Nothing much. It looks like the Bulls finally took their profits, and we're seeing that. So I guess the game that everybody's playing is how low will this go before the buyers start buying again. I'm gonna take an opportunity. I'm gonna take a chance at 60 at 600 if I see what I want to see here at this area. If not, then yeah, probably at that at the orb high at or oh shit at yesterday's orb low. Yeah, that's exactly where I'm getting in around that area. And so I'm actually going to mark this. I'm actually just mark this. What is this? Okay. So 412. All right. So the orb is in. That's some decent. That's decent right there. 412. So we started off with 297,000 at 8:30, and volume has increased to 412,000. So the orb is in. Gonna just put my order right there. Mm, yeah, I do that for a long. Mm. All right, let's see if this happens. Let's see if we get a pullback back into this area. Hopefully, I can get filled here. Mm. Man, I hate that so much. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. I hate that so much. I hate that so freaking much, man. I hate that so much. God, I hate that, man. I hate that. 610. It looks like it tapped that high. Mm. All right. It's not a come on, NQ. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Come on. Come on, NQ. Come on. Ah man. Mm, okay. Uh, mm. These are this situation is what I have to kind of get over. When you get these bounces like this, where it goes and hits your targets, because what this was, it pumped all the way up to 61. I would have gotten two of my targets hit in this move, man. If I caught the bottom, I would have got two of the targets hit already. I would have had a runner. Mm, 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 mm. And I have oh no, no, thank you, please. Come back and fill my order. No. No. Oh my God. Oh, but it didn't do that. It didn't do that. No, no. Oh man. Mm. Yeah. Well, okay. Okay. I lost an opportunity, Alfred. I lost an opportunity to make money. Nah, I'm just playing. But yeah, this would have been a nice little bounce right here. I mean, my targets would have got hit. I would have been happy. I would have had just my runner left. I mean, with this big drop right here, Uh, mm. I mean, I would like to catch the bounce back up here. I mean, if the market does retrace back into this area, I mean, the market has shown that this is an area of supply, or at least it's highly likely an area of supply, because we all know how the Nasdaq is with supply and bears and shit, because they suck. But I mean, I mean, they broke structure to the downside. So, I mean, a retest of this area is highly likely to get sold. But I mean, I would prefer to actually take the ride back up, not necessarily try to fight against bullish momentum. So, yeah, okay. Damn, man. All right. I lost that opportunity, Alfred. Man. Mm. It didn't even hit S2 or nothing. Okay. Well, I'm gonna show you why I'm kind of disappointed, Alfred, because what I was looking for, I was looking at 615 as an entry, but uh, I kind of wanted to get in as low as possible because I thought that it was gonna get closer to 600, so I kind of waited, and then I saw that the orb from yesterday, that low was right there. It's like that would kind of I changed my mind, and then I'll put the limit at that orb low, because this is probably going to act as a magnet for price. I'm pretty sure maybe later in the day it probably will, but I was like, yeah, let me just do that. But yeah, so I was looking for an entry around 615 for a pullback, and if I got in at that 615 entry, well, I would be a very happy person right now. Because only would have had, what, 7 points in drawdown, 7 points in drawdown, and I would have got my targets hit. So this is going to be the United States Courts of Appeal. They're going to be talking about the Trump tariffs, whether, regardless if they're legal or not. And once they hear the arguments, they're going to make a decision. We talked about that last night. So this is going to come out in the next 5 minutes, or at least the hearing should start in the next 5 minutes. But we'll see. Hey, what's up, Santiago? He said he says that resistance on the gamma chart. And you're talking about black box stocks. Damn, it's not fair. All right, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I think I actually might be in this gold play. I think. Ah, shit. Never mind. Okay. Mm. Okay. Hopefully we can get a pullback trade here. Hopefully we can get something. Hopefully we can get this to pull back, and because like I said, I would prefer to take the ride back up. I don't want to trade against the bullish momentum, but I'm not going to trade against. I'm sorry, I don't even think I can see that. I'm not so I don't want to trade against the bullish momentum, but then there's also this area of potential supply right here that I'm not going to trade against. So I think I'm gonna have, if I can't get into this long, I'm gonna have to take the stressful short. I don't want to do that. I was hoping that this move right here, I was gonna be able to get into it, so I didn't have to do that though. So hopefully we can get a pullback here. Hopefully, because I would prefer to trade that. You said you're short Nas. Where you short at Cape Trader? Oh yeah, congratulations on that, Santiago. 23,700. Mm. Yeah, hopefully I can get this. Hopefully I can get this pullback, and I can catch the long. Because, like I said, I don't want to fight against this. All right, so I mean, the hearing should start, but it looks like they're not started yet.
77, 2 years after. That's what we're concerned. IEPA has been used for tariff. The statute's been in existence.
Of course, it sounds is all
Correct, but the
crazy.
statute here incorporates the exact same language. There have been other national emergencies.
Yeah, they should be fine for that.
I think the critical point is that IEPA incorporates the exact same language from the Trading with the Enemy Act that President Nixon used in 1971 to impose tariffs. And this court's predecessor in the Yoshida case in 1975 held that that language authorized tariffs. And I think, that's an important decision, but I think the critical feature with Yoshida is that Congress was legislating against the backdrop of Yoshida in 1977 when it incorporated the exact same language. And we know that Congress was aware of that decision. It was referenced in the House report. So at a minimum, Congress was aware of Yoshida, understood that by incorporating that exact same language, it would be authorizing the president to use IEPA to impose tariffs.
What is your argument just on the statutory language? 1702, putting aside Yoshida.
In the year 2025, where everything is being streamed,
so the phrase is regulate.
They have no excuse for this.
9 specific actions that the
they have
president
no
can take,
excuse for this
starting
shit.
with investigate, all the
None. They literally have no excuse to have such.
Regulate importation by controlling imports, by adjusting imports. The language here is similar to the language in section 232C, which says adjust imports. And that language has always been understood to authorize, since Algonquin, to authorize license fees, and this court has upheld 232 tariffs using the language adjust imports. A tariff is similar to a license fee. It's a condition on import, right?
I think the other side says, or they will say, that one of the reasons that it's not applicable is because Algonquin dealt with 232 references specifically to.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to kill you up with that. Yeah, that was that's kind of embarrassing. If they was going to live stream this event and they knew that people was actually going to tune in, they have feedback in the background. There's no visuals. We don't even know who the hell is talking. We don't know who the judges are that's going to make the final decision. They should have did a lot better job than that. Okay. So, K Trader, you're targeting us. In order to get your target, price would have to continue to trend down and break structure. I'm not going to tell you how to trade your account, but the bears definitely would have to get to 250, which it's possible once we get a break of structure, but it's too bullish. Right now it's too bullish. It would have to break structure to get to that target. Because your target is at 546. So roughly around that area is where your target is. It'd have to break through all of that structure to get there. I guess. I can see why you're targeting 46 though. I can definitely see why you're targeting it. All right, so let's see, man. Let's see what the market chooses to do here. I guess, honestly, I don't think a lot of people know that this hearing is going on. I don't think a lot of people care that this hearing is going on. Because if you look at it, there's only 1,400 viewers right now.
It was much narrower.
So I don't believe nobody knows that this is actually happening. So I don't think that this is going to. So far it's not making any impact on the market right now. At least for right now. Mhm, mhm. Uh,
that when Congress is aware.
okay. All right. Mhm. All right. So we could be seeing a situation where this little small little pivot high could be used as support. 688. 688. So that we could see it. So if I see a breakout and a potential pullback into this area, maybe. But I'm not going to start a position here. I'm not starting a position here at all. It may work. We may get the market to come right back up into this range high, but I don't want to start a position here. So I just want to just keep an eye on this pivot high and see how the market reacts to it. Battlefield 6 waiting room is being revealed. Yeah, I haven't played the you got so much positive gamma that there's no negative gamma. It looks like the positive gamma is being used as resistance and support. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Call of Duty now. Modern Warfare 2 was my favorite iteration of it. Well, yeah, it was at least right now. I think Black Ops was my original favorite like everybody else, but Black Ops went a different direction and the way that they design their games. I don't know why, but uh I don't like how Black Ops looks now and I don't like how it plays. I bought a digital copy and I promise you that's the last time that I will ever buy a digital copy of any game because at least if I buy a physical copy, I can always return it or sell it or whatever. Uh, just because I installed the digital copy, and when I try to get a refund from Sony, they said that it was already been used, so I can't return it. I'm like, what the hell? I don't want the damn game anymore. I should be able to return it. I should have like a 30 days to play the game, but they said no. So I would not ever buy another digital copy of anything ever again. And then these companies get so emboldened that they say that you're renting the game, you don't own it. Like, okay, all right. and then they wondering why piracy is such a is coming back with a vengeance. You're telling people that that's buying your product that they don't own the game that they bought. Yeah, I definitely agree with that, Alfred. I hated the fact that they forced and again with these digital copies, I mean, even if I got the physical copies, they make you still download the game and it takes up so much space on your console. But I was fine with Modern Warfare 2. And then they forced you to because I guess how they bundled Modern Warfare 3, they made Modern Warfare 3 an extension of Modern Warfare 2, so it forced you to move to Modern Warfare 3 and I hated it. Modern Warfare 3 is definitely a different game. It's the same but it's different and it's horrible. I'm glad I didn't buy it the first time because it's I don't know what it is about that game, but someone can literally be right beside you and you don't see them. Like it's like the craziest thing. I don't know how they do that, but it's someone can literally be right beside you and all of a sudden it's like, damn, I didn't even see you. We're like, where the hell did you come from? They put you in a losing match. And at least with Modern Warfare 2, they said, they're not going to put that against your stats. They'll put you in a damn losing match and then you'll get the loss even though you wasn't even a part of it. You just joined the damn you just joined. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. Definitely agree. Okay. So I guess the market is just gonna chop us up today. It's gonna get chopped up. Oh my. I was watching one of these trader content creators, and they said that this was very similar. How price is trading now was very similar to how Trump's first term, his first year in his first term, this was very similar. So, if we're just going to get a replay of Trump's first term presidency, if the first year is going to be choppy, we already know what's coming up next. We just hope that I don't mind the market just going straight in one direction, but I mean, just it can be very frustrating when all the market does is go up and up and up and you don't get any opportunity to get in. And then you have to make hard decisions. Okay. All right. All right. All right. If I trusted the shorts, no, if I trusted the shorts more, I would have taken. I would actually take the short. I would actually take this short here, but I don't trust them. Oof. Yeah, you know what, Santiago, I'm thinking that we get longs too. I'm just waiting for this pullback. This definitely fits my entry model right here. Strong move to one side, breaking structure to the left. I'm just waiting for the pullback to buy the pullback. Being engaged. All right, Bulls. I mean, if you want a better buy-in opportunity, allow the Bears to get there. Allow the Bears to pull it back into support so we can buy it there. Come on, come on, Bears or Bulls. You ain't got to be that aggressive. Let them pull it back into support, and we'll just buy it back up. You know, trading these markets. I don't know if y'all guys are familiar with this movie called The Platform. It's on Netflix. These dystopian realities really showcases how, even though with all of our intellect and put in a situation where our intellect does not matter, we divert to being animals. And in this movie, everybody is put on a platform. They're, I guess they tell, it's supposed to be a social experiment. And I don't understand why people would be still conducting these experiments. We all know that if you're trapped in the lower levels of the what is it called? Uh, the pyramid of needs, I think. If your base securities is not met, I mean, what else is humans going to do? We're going to be like, oh well, I'm refound, uh, I'm profound, I have high intellect. I'm not going to take nothing that's mine. I mean, when those survival instincts kick in, we're going to revert back to being animals. And people begin to behave impulsively and irrationally. And that just reminds me of, or watching the price action just reminds me of that. I mean, it's very simple. If you allow the bears to make their money, they're going to trade price into an area of support. They'll take their profits and become buyers. The buyers will buy at support and they'll become buyers. And everybody become buyers until it's time to sell again. But then I can understand why. I mean, in theory, it's all cute, but then in practice, because I guess where would supply and support be? Hmm. Who determines where support and supply is? But like back to this movie called The Platform. It's on Netflix if you want to watch it. So they tell this organization what their favorite foods are, and so everybody favorite foods is going to be on this platform, and it goes to every level. But instead of people eating the food that they requested, because they're trapped in a room all day with nothing to do, almost similar to a jail cell with a another roommate, instead of eating their own food, they tend to eat everything that they can because they don't know. I mean, even though it's crazy because they know that the platform comes down every day, and yet they behave in a way that they're just trying to get as much food as possible. They're eating as much food as possible, only caring about their own needs. But then there's a twist. There's like 333 levels, and if everybody is eating as much as they can, but there is only enough food on the platform for one person or each person, and everybody's eating everybody else's portions, it's obvious that once it gets to a certain level, there's no more food. And so people are forced to result, or they're forced into cannibalism or eating pieces of their own flesh for survival until they go mad and crazy. And if they survive, which is highly unlikely, and they get put on the upper levels, then that cycle of not eating for a month, they're just doing the same thing, and the cycle just repeats and repeats and repeats. And then mm. But one of the flaws about the movie, what I think is kind of crazy, is that I mean, people can traverse to the platforms. I don't know why people on the bottom of the platform just doesn't go up with it. But yeah, this price action kind of reminds me of that. Bulls are going to buy instead of just waiting for support. They're just going to buy it anywhere. And the bears, because they want their target or their objective being completed, they're just going to keep selling. And so we just have this choppy, crazy price action where nobody wins. All right, so I think I'm in this one. So I'm in this position right here. All right, so I'm also in that Nasdaq position as well. So I guess what I'll do is I'll watch this one on my other screen. Or I watch gold on the other stream. And we'll go to this one. All right, we'll see what happens here. See what happens here. And I'm gonna let this one run. Let it run. This one. Cancel this order right here because, like I said, I definitely don't want to trade against this bullish momentum. That pullback trade is always going to be the money trade right there. This is why I look for it. This is why I look for it. That pullback trade always going to be the money trade. Yep. Tomorrow definitely will be one of those days, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, does the market trade past these all-time highs? That's the question. I mean, will the market trade past these all-time highs? I mean, that's going to be the question. Because that's always the question that I ask myself. Once the Nasdaq makes new all-time highs, I have to ask myself: is the market ready to trade past it? Because we know if there's big money at these highs, and I have to ask myself: is if the big money right here at these highs, if they're not ready to get out of this position, then they're gonna keep it they're gonna keep price from coming back and taking out this high if they're not ready for it. That's definitely been a reoccurring theme when it comes to these all-time highs on the Nasdaq. Mm. 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 Okay. Well, looks like I'm about to. I mean, if this thing doesn't recover, I'll lose on this Nasdaq and this gold trade. Don't ever let nobody say that gold and the Nasdaq don't get correlated, because they do. They trade on it. They'll go in the same direction and they'll do the same thing. So this thing almost hit my stop. Like my stop is literally right there. So hopefully this thing recovers. Mm. Okay. All right. We'll see if we can get a bounce here. Mm. Never let nobody tell you that gold and Nasdaq don't trade in the same thing. They don't do the same thing sometimes. This is why I don't look at correlation when I'm trading Nasdaq and gold, because they'll do exactly this at the same time. Shit, both the Nasdaq. Actually, look at both of these charts. They're the same thing. They just did the same thing. They had a big move up, big move down, They swept the liquidity underneath the low and now is trying to make its way back up. This is a gold chart and this is a Nasdaq chart. They literally just did the same thing. Big move up, big move down, sweep the liquidity underneath the low. Now they're trying to make their way back up. Gold and Nasdaq they be besties sometimes. They're definitely besties sometimes. So that's why I don't correlate gold and Nasdaq, because they'll do exactly this. Yeah. You took one TPK trader? Uh, mm, oh, at least my scaling target is going to get potentially hit here on gold. Potentially. Potentially. That would be nasty work, gold, if you did that. That would be nasty. Mm, mm, okay. Mm, mm, mm. 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 Okay. Okay. Well, I guess both the Nasdaq and gold are just playing with my emotions today. The Nasdaq and gold are both doing the same thing to me today. Okay. All right. That's fine. That is fine. Man, that's mm, yeah. That's yeah. All right. Whatever. That's how it has to be, gold and Nasdaq. I mean, at least, hit my target. But okay. Hmm. 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 Did I miss my opportunity already here? It'll be some shit if this was the entry right here. If all I had to do was wait on it, and then now it actually goes in the direction that I think it or I want it to go in. Well, it looks like I'm about to get my answer now. This will be the last trade that I take in this account. If this is a losing trade, then that's my 3 trade limit, and I'll be done in this account for today. Damn. All right. You said it's heading to the lower gamma levels. Yeah, and especially in a market like this, Investor Z, I guess if you're trading against the trend, you're trading against it. Yeah, I think that's probably the best option. Mm, Well, I got 3 losing. This is most likely going to be a loser here, but I don't want it to be. But all right, that's 3 trades. I'm gonna follow my rules here. Damn, dude, what the fuck? God damn. Well, cave trader, shit. You're almost there at your target. We got the breaker structure. I mean, we got it. So, uh, hmm. We definitely got the breaker structure. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Actually, I don't even know. Let me look at that. Man, the Nasdaq can definitely make you feel. All right, so my next area that I was looking at was actually Cave Trader's target around it. So I'm looking at 535 and 515. I'm gonna get in around like 525. I'll keep my eyes at 535, but I know that that 525 level. I think last week was I think we had trouble at that 525 area last week, and that's yeah right here that 525, or it was yesterday. It was this. Yeah, I know it was someday. It was yesterday. Oh, so it was Monday. Yeah, that 525 level was hard because I remember that I was having a hard time hitting my target right here. So that was a wall. So now I'm gonna use that as potential support. Yeah, it was a wall for a while. So I'm gonna actually start my position right there. The senior citizens. You started helping the Nasdaq and ES cross the street and Jello dates. No, they eat it's not Jello. What is it called? It starts with a T, Tamprika or something like that. Tamakia, tilapia, Tampakia, something that with a T. Actually, let's tilapia. Says yeah, I can't stay in the streets. Ain't cute. It's the Jello. I mean, they give it to the old people because nobody else wants it, but they keep making it. What is that shit called? Nah, it starts with a T. I forgot what it's called though. It's like Tampakia or something like that. I don't know. Let's see what it's called. It's yes. Yeah. How do you say that? Tap. Let's go to YouTube. I don't even. I forgot what that shit's called. It's this pudding right here. I forgot what it's called though. Forgot what this is called. Yeah, it's this shit right here, dude.
Tapioca pearls. So why the
Tapioca.
collective pass on
Tapioca. There it goes. Yeah. Tapioca. I was like, what the hell? I literally forgot what it was called. Thank you. Why you had to break my heart? But you know, I followed my trade rules. I only lost $900, 3 losses. I can come back the next day and get that money back. Man. I will say that I'm kind of upset because well, not necessarily upset, but just kind of disappointed, you know, because I mean I had a plan, but I was trying to be cute with it. I mean, if I took the original entry, if I took the original entry at 615 and actually took the drawdown, I mean, I would have had 8 points in drawdown and all my targets. I probably would have left the. I think the runner maybe wouldn't have gotten hit. We got all the way up to 705, right? So 705 minus 615 for the entry. I would have had 90 points. Man, all my targets would have got hit, man. And I would have been done. I would have been done for the day if I just followed my freaking plan, bro. Instead of trying to be cute with it. This is the second time this week I allowed other factors to change my mind about my entries. And I hate that. This is the second time this week. And both instances, it would have been a super winning trade. And instead of having a winning trade, I did the same exact thing that I did the first time. I had 3 losing trades afterwards. Damn. Damn. So kind of disappointed in that. I really am. Kind of disappointed because could have been done for the day. But I'm going to follow my rules here. I took my 3 losses in that account. I lost about $900. Maybe 1,000, maybe. I don't know. But I know it's close. It's either 900 to 1,000, but at least I still have the account and I can come back tomorrow and get that money back. So just gotta take these deep breaths and move forward, I guess. And man, congratulations, Cave Trader. You got that target. But is this going to be a third instance where I was being cute? No, 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 no. NQ, please, no. just fill my limit and hit my targets. I need this. No, NQ, please, no. God damn. Shit. Oh man, look at that. Oh man. Oh, come on. Come on. I was trying to be smart here. Come on, NQ. Man. The Nasdaq is how many times do we got to teach you this lesson? How many times we got to teach you this lesson? God damn. Oh man. Whatever. Yo, congratulations on that, man. Looks like gold is playing with my feelings too. All right, well. Gold is playing with me right now, man. Gold is super playing with my feelings right now. She is super playing with my feelings. Super playing with my feelings right now, man. I guess the Nasdaq and ES was, or not Nasdaq, the Nasdaq and Gold was being besties today. It's like, is it your turn? This is Gold's being more ruthless. It's like, yeah, let's almost hit his target and let's almost hit his stop. It says getting stopped out is too easy. What the fuck? Getting stopped out is too easy. Let them pain, let them hurt a little bit. Let them hurt. Let's fuck with them emotions. Oh man. Gold is like, see, Nasdaq, you was being too nice. See, what I'm gonna do is ping pong between almost hitting his stop and almost hitting his target, giving him hope and then taking it away from him. The code is ruthless. God damn. Mm. And let me guess, Nasdaq. Let me guess. Wow. Let me guess. Wow. So if I took my 330 entry, 335 entry, 590 will be my first target. And of course, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh my God. No. Oh man. Oh man. 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 Well, this is the third time, so I mean, shit. Fuck. If it hits this is my first target. My second target would actually probably be around 610. I probably would have moved it up to the orb low actually. Mm, damn. Damn. Okay. I'm not going to be a hater here. I'm not going to hate. Excuse me. I'm not going to be a hater. I'm not going to want this to pull back because if I was in this long, I would have hated for this thing to come back and pull back. I'm not going to be a hater. I'm just going to hate the fact that I'm not in it, but I ain't going to be no hater. Not going to be a hater here. Well, I guess this is probably a good I guess this is probably a great example of just shutting the hell up in color and following the rules because it looks like the orb breaks to the lows. Like at least this week has been working beautifully, man. The orb breakouts to the low has been working after not working for like a whole week. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Wow. Oh shit. Okay. I mean, okay. All right. All right. I mean, like that's a great way to come back. Huh. That's interesting cuz huh. So 35 huh. Hmm. Hmm. I would have got stopped out on that first entry. Yo, the NQ is going crazy right now, dude. Like, where are you trying to go at? Where are you going? Where are you dropping to? Oh man, come on, NQ. You're gonna stop being mean to me, damn it. They're gonna stop doing stuff like this. I think today, with today's price action, I think it really goes to show the importance of, or it really showed me the importance of trading with proper size because um, I would have lost the account today, and I would have had to start right back over. My God, bitch, God damn, you ain't gotta be that way. You don't have to be that way. Hmm. All right. I'm gonna leave my stop where it's at. This will probably, yeah, this will be it for me today too in this account. I think I'll be done for the day completely because yeah, I haven't had a winning trade today. Haven't had a winning trade today. Shit. Damn, Crave. Crave. Damn, Cave Trader. Looks like you took profits too early, man. Damn. Well. Yeah, this is definitely frustrating for sure. God damn, bro. Damn. Damn. I mean, I mean, I understand that we got earnings tonight and shit. I understand that, but the market's probably trying to
agree
prepare
with
for
that
that.
argument. You don't have to agree with that argument in order to rule that the reciprocal tariffs are unlawful, either because they exceed what regulate means in this context, or because IEPA just doesn't allow tariffs at all.
Can I ask you what I asked Mr. Katyal, which
Sure.
is what regulate importation does in the statute if it doesn't cover tariffs?
Well, there are a lot of other ways that you can regulate importations. I mean, it would depend on the nature of the threat, but if you imagine, maybe, as opposed to an ad valorem tax, maybe, although I think that would be tricky. But I think what it clearly would cover, for example, would be, suppose there's an agricultural pest that's been identified that's coming into this country through imports and is threatening our agriculture. The president could regulate import.
Yeah, congratulations on that, man.
Because it includes regulate an alternative verb is prevent or prohibit
Sure.
any importation. So
Yeah, I'm glad
that could be
everybody else
covered
is.
by other countries.
If the president wanted to prevent or prohibit, but if what the
Yeah, I'm glad
president wanted
everybody
to
else
do
is
was
making money
require
on this
additional
one.
inspections or irradiations or quarantines, those are all things that I think would most naturally fit into regulate.
Glad everybody else
And
is
again,
making money on this.
I think that would be hard. I think that would be a harder case for us. And I think that if it wasn't an ad valorem, but if it was a fee that was tied to the actual cost of providing that service, I still think when you're talking about a statute that is authorizing the federal government to raise revenue, we normally would require, something clearly authorizing that. But the statute does talk about licensing. It might be, and what I can say is that if the fee that the president was imposing for that was, something that, like these, affects trillions of dollars in trade and fundamentally remakes the economy, then we would still have a major questions doctrine question about, can you really regulate that far? But if it was a small fee that was proportioned to the actual cost of providing the service, that might be permissible. That's not what we have here.
If the president believed there was some kind of public health emergency and needed to shut down all the borders, would AIBA authorize the president to block all foreign imports for a period of time?
Potentially, if that would deal with the threat. I think I would need to know a little bit more about exactly what the threat was.
So that's a much more dramatic order than the kind of order we have here.
Well, it's an order of a very different kind. Raising revenue is fundamentally different from regulating commerce in the way that Your Honor is describing. And I think it's important not to conflate those. Those are two different powers under the Constitution. Going back to Gibbons versus Ogden, the Supreme Court has recognized that they're different. And they're different because the power to raise revenue is a power that's reserved to Congress. It was a power that was of particular concern to our founders.
But that's not the entire purpose of tariffs. You got to read the Hampton case where exactly that issue was before the court, and the court said, yes, you can have tariffs to raise revenues, but you can also have tariffs to address other problems. Absolutely. But I think my point is that actions that raise revenue, whether or not they're accomplishing something else, are in our constitutional structure fundamentally separate from actions that regulate in other ways. And that's really the only point that we're making, is that if you have a statute that governs one, you would be looking for something in the context of the statute to suggest that Congress meant both.
Can I focus you on the trafficking tariffs? Because
Yes.
you're challenging those, right?
Yes.
If I were to agree with the Court of International Trade that regulate allows some tariffing, but I didn't agree with it that there's a problem with the deals with limitation, would I have to reverse the CIT on the trafficking tariffs on their validity, or do you have some other argument as to why they would nonetheless be invalid if I don't buy
damn,
the deals
AQ.
with?
God damn, dude.
If you don't buy the deals with the argument and you don't buy the argument that IEPA doesn't allow tariffs at all, I think, was that also the premise of your question?
Premise.
Yes. Then I think we still have an argument, I think, along the lines of some of Judge Hughes's questions, that the term regulate still only connotes modest modifications. I mean, the federal government's favorite synonym for regulate is just, and they want to
And what would make the trafficking tariffs, in your view, not modest or not merely an adjustment?
because they're not, for example, like the tariffs at issue in Yoshida that were strictly bounded by the column 2 amounts that Congress had previously
Something
set.
about the rates?
Yes.
And the duration.
And the rates and the duration and the scope. I mean, adjust the plain, we cite this on page 17 of our brief, Webster's dictionary definitions that explain that adjust has a connotation of modest modifications that bring something into harmony. You know, this is a lot like Biden versus Nebraska, as Mr. Katyal was explaining. You know, a statute that said that the president could waive or modify any statutory provision didn't mean that the president could cancel student loans because that's too big an action. I think you could make the same argument here and reach the same result here, even if you didn't accept either of those other arguments.
Well, what if we conclude we're living in a Yoshida world, and in fact there was some form of legislative ratification there of that this language, regulate importation, includes what Yoshida said in its interpretation of that language as permitting authorizing tariffs. And we look at Yoshida, and it said at the very end of the opinion that this is an incredibly broad statutory authorization that Congress has given the president. It may be unwise, and it may be very dangerous if it gets into the wrong hands, but this is Congress's choice. And so I guess the concern I have here is your attempt to narrow and characterize Yoshida as only some lightweight version of imposing tariffs and surcharges, as opposed to understanding the term regulated importation as just including the power to apply tariffs, period.
Well, I think Yoshida is much more helpful to us than it is to the federal government in this case.
Well, I know you think that, but did you just hear what I said?
Yes, exactly. And what Yoshida says repeatedly is that it is not sanctioning an unbounded exercise of tariffing authority. And whether it does that because of the constitutional concerns or just because of reading the statute, the net result is exactly the same thing, which is that Yoshida's interpretation of TWIA doesn't allow the breadth of authority that would be required to sustain the tariffs here. And if Congress intended to ratify that, then there's every reason to think that Congress intended to ratify all of that. So
then, how would you say in a sentence what it ratified?
On the assumption that Congress ratified Yoshida, it ratified the holding that before Section 122 was enacted,
both gold and Nasdaq play with my emotions today. So
to impose modest bounded temporary tariffs that were within the statutory framework that existed, but did not sanction unbounded permanent tariffs that were outside of that.
Is the key the language that you said that it has to be within the schedule that Congress has enacted?
I think that might be part of it. I mean, there are sentences you can pull out from Yoshida that I think point in different ways. But that was certainly one of the factors that I think caused the court in Yoshida to think that the surcharge at issue in that case was permissible.
Do you understand enough about how Column 2 worked in 1971 and works today to provide some clarification of exactly what we should think about the language that the 10% surcharge went over in Column 2 rate was by the terms of the 1971 proclamation limited to the Column 2 rate, which at least today applies to 4 countries in the world.
Right.
And in 1971.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep my limit down here. 450 entry. I'm pretty sure Nasdaq's gonna find a way to hurt my feelings again.
Yeah, I don't know how many.
Which are rates that are set just for certain countries. So it's not like for UK, a country that's not on the list, that there is a Column 2 rate specified.
So my understanding is that Column 2 is for countries for which we did not have normal trade relations. And so it was sort of the residual of, these are the tariffs that would apply to the whole world, except that we have normal trade relations with most of the world, and so we have agreed to reduce those tariffs. So I think what Yoshida saw as the significance in Column 2.
All of the Column 2 rates higher than all of the non-Column 2 rates.
I don't know the answer to that. I think they're typically.
Isn't that kind of a necessary assumption, some idea that a set of rates that applies to a tiny number of countries reflects a judgment that for the rest of the world, that's as high as Congress is really.
I think it is still typically true. I can't say that I can. Sorry?
How do carbon 2 rates come into existence and by whom?
By the same way that any other tariff would. Okay, so I think they have typically, historically been enacted by Congress. Congress has, of course, sometimes, delegated authority to the president to make adjustments, or to other executive officials to make adjustments to the tariff schedule. I think that I don't know if that is specific to column 2 or not, if there are specific delegations about column 2, but historically these were either enacted by Congress originally, or they were enacted by Congress in ratifying trade deals. I think ratifying trade deals is probably not going to affect column 2 either. So I think you would probably have to go back a ways to find the origins of the column 2 rates. I can't say that I know that every single one of them is higher than the column 1 rate, but I think logically that would make some sense.
They're not. Coffee is zero for everybody and has been since 1970. Congress likes its coffee, so they want to be able to get imported coffee and have zero tax. Column 1 or column 2, coffee is zero.
And there are certainly many lines in the harmonized tariff schedule where column 1 and column 2 are the same, and it's either because it's all free, or because it's all very low, or it's all very specific.
Shit, if that last statement wasn't very clear, it just goes to show that over time, human emotions always tends to settle in over time. Logic and reason will be the foundation, but Congress loves its coffee. So just because Congress likes its coffee, then it feels that it shouldn't be taxed with tariffs.
The end of the Yoshida opinion, and I think that's a fitting place to end the argument today, because I think, excuse me, at the end of...
So we're going to just leave in a minute?
Give me 10 more minutes. I think the end of the opinion informs how a future court should review a future president's use of emergency authorities to impose tariffs. And the court said at page 583, when Congress uses far-reaching words in delegating authority to the president in the area of foreign relations, courts must assume, unless there is a specific contrary showing elsewhere in the statute or in the legislative history, that the legislators contemplate that the president may and will make full use of that power in any manner not inconsistent with the provisions or purposes of the act, end quote. And so that's the point I was trying to make earlier, is that Congress the Yoshida court didn't intend to confine, or Congress didn't intend to confine the president's use of IEPA to exactly the same facts as Yoshida. Instead, in the context of an emergency statute, Congress intends for those statutes to be interpreted very broadly, and the court has to look to specific limits in the statute itself.
Is that really how we interpret statutes anymore? I mean, don't we just start with the text of regulate and go from there? It seems like you're having us start somewhere else.
Well, I just start your opinion in solar energy. I think properly framed the question under the clear misconception standard, and that's the standard that applies here, and that standard is well rooted in the Supreme Court's precedents, recognizing that in the foreign affairs and national security context, courts give broad deference to the president and interpret statutes broadly, because the intention is that Congress understands we need to give the president broad discretion in the national.
So you think that standard survives Loper Bright?
Absolutely. And I think Justice Kavanaugh explained why in his Consumers Research concurring opinion. He explained, look, the major questions doctrine it applies in the domestic context, but it doesn't apply in the foreign relations
context.
All right,
guys,
going back to
that's going to be it for me today. I got to get prepared for this meeting. Not one of my best days, obviously. Took some losses that I don't particularly care about. Both gold and Nasdaq played with my heart today. I've had gold literally miss my target by about like 4 ticks and then pull back. And she's just been ping-ponging between my stop and my target for the last hour or so. So that's kind of heartbreaking. Nasdaq, she just went straight down. So I took 3 losses in the other account. This will be my last trade, actually. This will be my last trade. If this trade doesn't work out, then this will be my last one. And that means I took 6 losses today instead of just taking 3, which is wow. But all right, guys, that's it for me. Go ahead, baby. That's it for me. We'll definitely come back later on tonight, and we'll definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody.